How to turn brickwork from this into this. Hi there and welcome to Good Enough Scenery. In today's video we'll be showing you the finishing touches of the Gondor Mansion, including mainly how to make your brickwork look like it's realistic, make it look a little bit more lifelike and like it's actually been lived in and worn down by the weather over a number of years. So let's get into exactly how to do that right away, as well as some other finishing touches you might want to make as well.
The final-ish stage of this build is just to add some more realism, I guess. So I've got some agrax. So I wanted to do a small section down here so you can see what's going on with this. And then I'm going to do most of it off camera because there's a lot of this thing to do. So the agrax section, that's sort of kind of brownish wash, so to kind of think about where things may be a little bit dirtier. So I've got a agrax which is like a very dark brown one, and I've got skeleton horde which is a kind of more of a kind of a bone flesh, and then I've got a Athonian camoshade which is a greenish tinge. So the idea here is to kind of build up the layers of kind of grime, I guess. So I start off with being really dirty towards the bottom. And then maybe in areas around there where water might have built up, maybe inside as well. I mean, there isn't really a hard and fast rule set to follow with this. I just kind of make it up as I go along. But in previous ones, which I feel like have looked good, I've done it exactly like I'm showing you now. Just looking at that section now, that's probably enough with that. So I'm going to move on to the skeleton horde, which is a different type of brown, but still a brown. So kind of moving up from there. This is just done quickly, and probably with this level of brown, what I'd also do is I'm going to do this kind of across the window bit here. Definitely some water would have gathered up on this railing bit here. What I'll also show you what you can do is you can load it up either quite thickly or with quite a lot of water and cause a kind of deliberate kind of drip down here to happen. Just kind of letting it run wherever it runs. The Athonian camoshade, which is a really nice green colour. So definitely a lot of that around the window that's there. But essentially just adding bits and pieces of this wherever you feel like would look good. And don't be afraid to experiment with it. I mean, it's not going to ruin anything unless you get using a wash like a shade. It's going to be difficult to ruin it unless you like really overpower it. But I feel like that, and just kind of this gradation of it, I feel like really adds something. That's really under the windows. Definitely going to be greener. But just in general on the walls, just adding that bit of colour really adds something, makes it feel older, used, grimier. Unless you want it to look brand new, in which case don't do any of this. But hopefully that's all coming out. So if you can compare that to the ones next to it, I feel like that looks better. So I'm going to be doing this sort of thing across the whole building, which is going to take a while. So back when that's done. So I'm going to go around and do a whole bunch of what I'm going to call finishing touches. So it's things like this here. So you can see how these two join, not exactly the same height. So if I just take these are the sort of thing that, I mean, it's so nothingy, you would not get noticed once you're playing at all. But if I just slowly take that to that, I put the aluminium foil, just roll it across there, paint that grey, it'll look much better. already done the same kind of thing. Just kind of tapered it from one into the other. But now there are a few places like this where the gap here is just not like I'd like it to be. I'd like it to look tighter. As I've got some black XPS foam. I mean, you could just use blue and paint it black. Doesn't really matter because I'm just cutting into like a little wedge shape like that. And then from here, I'm literally just poking that into the gap. Like that. And it will go in as far as it goes in. At that point, you can just simply cut it off like that. Now you can see what's happened, but what we can then do is we can go over this with a little bit of paint. You can see I've done this one above already. We go over with some of the grey paint to bring it into line with the rest of it, and the gap will go much less noticed. So there's a few places around it that I'm going to be doing that, but I think that, you know, especially once you're just looking at the whole thing rather than like zooming in on, you know, that's what it looks like up close. Even up close, it doesn't look horrendous. It just could look better. So just those two have done, and I'd say that that looks better than, you know, the one below it where there's a big gap. So that's what I'm doing with a bunch of these.
And there we have it. We've reached the end. You reached the end. Congratulations if you watched all the videos. I really hope that you've enjoyed seeing this Gondor Mansion go from humble foam through to the completed product. And I think that I'm genuinely really happy with how it has turned out. Hope you are too, and hope you are happy with the own one that you make. Like the video, like the other videos, comment on them, and let me know what you want to see me make next. And maybe I'll just make that for you.